Welcome to this episode of Let's Talk Trans with your hosts Gabe and Leo. This is a show that supports the LGBTQ plus community as a whole while focusing on the lives, struggle, and achievements of transgender people. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hey, all my favorite people. It is Sunday night. Alright, so it's a solo night. Sorry, Kai's under the weather, and Leo is, I think Leo's going through a little dysphoria today. He's not feeling himself, and just kind of needed to step away from the mic. But, you know, we do this on Wednesdays and Sundays, so this is what we're going to do. So, you get me. And tonight, I want to, again, you know, we were supposed to talk about this the other night, and we didn't really get to. So tonight what I would like to cover is gender dysphoria, but not just gender dysphoria, a very specific aspect of gender dysphoria, and that is self-destructive behaviors or self-manipulative behaviors that I didn't really think about until the other day. So let me give you a little backstory. Actually, before I go backstory, what I would like to get out of this podcast, and what I hope that you're able to take away from this podcast, is to examine some things that perhaps you do that you don't realize are gender dysphoria, that you might not realize are anxiety-driven or self-destructive or self-manipulative behaviors. And like I said, I by no stretch of the imagination am a genius. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. And I actually had to have this epiphany the other day. I think it was Wednesday, on my way home from work, after someone at work had said something to me, and it was like this mind-blowing literally like a bomb went off in my head. It was a self-awakening, a self-realization that what I did and what I've been doing for 25 years was subconsciously gender dysphoria. It was subconsciously me attempting to self-destruct, and because I wasn't happy with being a woman. I wasn't happy with being a female. And when I had that epiphany, I immediately called I called a hotline that I have access to through work, and it puts me in touch with a counselor immediately. And I literally started on the car ride home, you know, hands-free, of course. And by the time I pulled into the driveway, full-blown conversation with a therapist, and was literally just having this back-and-forth, tug-of-war conversation. And the beauty of it was that this therapist just happened to have had a lot in common with me. I had a gastric sleeve surgery some number of years ago. He had gastric bypass surgery some years ago. So in some ways we were actually able to connect relatively quickly based on the fact that we had been bigger people before. We'd had food self-destructive behaviors before. And so when we talked about this, it clicked. Like, he was able to relate right away. And the fact that I was able to relate it to not only, you know, my gender dysphoria, but my anxiety and everything else. And he was like, yes, absolutely. Even though it was just starting to make sense in my head, this was something, I mean, like, it was clear as day for him. And he was able to set me on the right track. And the sad thing is, I don't even know the guy's name. He probably told me and I don't even remember. He might not have told me. But the thing of it is that 30 minutes that I sat in my car listening to this guy, or talking back and forth with him really, was so powerful that it resonates with me. Every time I look at something that I know isn't okay to eat or drink, that thought hits my head. That the reason why I crave it because it's yummy, of course, but it's just self-destructive. Eating one chip is okay. Eating a bag of chips, obviously not okay. Drinking maybe one can of pop every so often, okay. Drinking 6 or 7 cans a day, not okay. So, you're going to go, okay, well, how is that related to gender dysphoria? Let me elaborate. So, when we have gender dysphoria, and we had talked about this in a previous podcast, it's disliking your body, not maintaining your body, not taking care of yourself, proper hygiene, things of those natures. Well, it varies. It's on not a spectrum. It's not cut and dry. It's definitely not black and white. But for me in that moment, or for me as the way I handle my dysphoria, I drink soda. To me, this body, the shell that I'm currently in, is not a masculine shell. So therefore, I don't care. It doesn't matter that it's overweight, that my belly sticks out, that, my boobs hang, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not mine, right? It's the person, it's the dead name person's. It's hers. And then, like I said, I had this conversation, with a peer at work, and that was exactly what I said, was I'll worry about the health and maintenance of this body when it's mine, when it's Gabriel's, when it looks the way that Gabriel, expects it to look, after top surgery, hysterectomy, whatever have you. And that, like I said, after that conversation, I'm notorious for this. After a conversation, I replay the conversation over and over in my head. I kind of like self-analyze almost. And I realized that the only way that Gabriel's going to get his body is if I take care of it. Because I can't have top surgery at the weight that I'm at. According to my medical network, I need to be below a certain BMI, and I'm out there. So if I'm destroying this body by drinking soda and adding calories and not being health aware, not health conscious, but not health aware, I'm not walking on a regular basis or taking care of my body, I'm never gonna get to the Gabriel body that I want. And like I said, it was like, mine exploded. I went, oh crap, wait, I've been destroying the very thing that I actually have to take care of if I want to get it where it needs to be. And like I said, it was just this mass epiphany. And it's utterly insane that it took talking to somebody else or making some smart aleck remark about, hey, did I drink too much soda? I was drinking 3 20-ounce bottles a day. That was about the norm, the average. If you think about that, that's like 750 calories of drinking. And if your body's only supposed to have 2,000, and that's max for most people. I'm right around the 1,700 calorie mark. That's about where my body is. And I was drinking almost half of that in sugar. And that doesn't even include the sugar part. My last set of labs suggested that, pre-diabetic. So, I had these little markers, but I still didn't give a darn. And like I said, it took that conversation for me to make that change. And so now, I've got it's funny because now at my desk I've got 3 bottles of water, 2 cans of water, and a bottle of water. There's a stuff out of Austria called Liquid Death. It's kind of cool, but I'm gonna take a sip of it here real quick. Excuse me. Mm. And it's a 100% recycled aluminum can, and the thing is, they're trying to keep plastics out of the ocean, so they can their water. It's like I said, it's a cool can, Liquid Death, yada yada yada. It's mountain spring water. It tastes really really good. I really like it. But the thing for me is that can, that crinkle of the aluminum, satisfied something in my head about the soda, without me having to drink the soda. So I'm able to kind of like, trick myself for the moment. But the thing of it is, and one of the things I did was I went on to Facebook, I think it was Thursday, and I started asking questions. I went into all the Facebook groups that I belong to, and I said, hey, so what I did was I said, I like I said, I put it out there to everybody, and I said, question for all, what gets you through the times when gender dysphoria hits you hard, and you don't like your body? So, I asked, I mean, I know, like I said, for me it was a self-destructive behavior. I wanted to know, not only, because obviously I'm not the only one that suffers through gender dysphoria or self-destructive mentality. And what I did was I wanted to ask other people and be amazed. I was genuinely amazed at some of the comments. Some people have partners. Some people have family and friends that they can fall back on, and they don't have those moments. But a lot of people, I mean, like a lot of people, were talking about the fact that, they sit at the end of their bed and they cry, or, they change clothes so frequently until they find something that either hides the current shape, or they satisfy themselves, or they settle on the shape that they have. One person sent me pictures of bodysuits, and she stated, when she looks down and she sees, the things that are there, and she doesn't care for them, well, then she puts on, prosthetics, which, that's fine. That's what I do. I have a prosthetic. I can't wear a, oh my gosh, what are they? I can't wear I can't believe I'm losing the word. But the piece I can't wear because my top is just too big, and it just basically makes me look like I'm wearing a really weird sports bra. But, some people, I fake it till I make it. Other people, stated that they meditate and they take affirmation talks. One was, it was retail therapy. They just go shopping. And I loved that because, I don't want to say that we as Americans, we tend to make ourselves feel better by spending money, but we do. Retail therapy is definitely a thing. I don't care what gender you are. Everyone likes to shop. It's just a matter of finding out what you like shopping for. But, and this one person was stating, what gender dysphoria actually is. And we all know, it's a state of dissatisfaction, restlessness, fidgeting, anxiety, a disapproval with one's body. And so, for this person, it was a little disheartening, and they were kind of saddened by it and frustrating that, they're not getting to their goals faster. And I completely understand. Because, I mean, I think everybody who is transgender would like to, go to bed one night, maybe take a pill, wake up the next morning, and either have a penis or, a vagina, or breasts or no breasts, and facial hair, and be done with it. I think we'd all love to go, and it's done. It'd be perfect, right? Maybe a shot in the arm, or a shot in the... Never mind. All right, so I stopped myself that time. All right, so my filter worked that one time. Some people get into their music, they get into their expression, they find ways of releasing that stress, and so this proves that there are good ways of handling it, and there are bad ways of handling it. bad being, like I said, self-destructive behaviors, I would